Lane number 6, Sade Frederick, 23.18, a personal best to get here. She looked really good in her semi-final. Then in 5, the 100 champion, Sabrina Dri, false started in the 200 meters last year at the Carifta Games. She is looking for redemption and the sprint double. No Tiana Springer, as I told you. She's been withdrawn for precautionary reasons. She was to be in 4th, the Guyanese. And Sania Frederick, the defending champion, goes in lane number 3, looking to repeat. And in lane number 2, Naya Wright of the Bahamas comes in with a 24 seconds flat clocking, qualified as a non-automatic.
Surprised they didn't move someone up to fill that vacant spot.
Well, I think the withdrawals probably came too late for that. So 6 for this final, but it's a high quality 6.
Not sure how that will affect the defending champion. She'll have a vacant lane next to her.
There's Dri, the 100 champion. Ran a personal best 11.26 to win that. I think anyone who wants to win this has to be ahead of Douglas at 160. Away they go. Dri flew out of the blocks. So too did Soleil Frederick. Sania Frederick is running brilliantly. The Jamaican Dri coming forward now. Sania Frederick, the defending champion, is in front. Dri starts to chase. Douglas is coming forward as well. Douglas, Soleil Frederick and Dri. That's the way they finish. 23 flat for Shanoya Douglas. She was always going to be the danger in the last 20 or 25 meters. That's where she poured forward. And Soleil Frederick could not hold her off, but she does have a silver medal, Soleil Frederick, as Shanoya Douglas celebrates gold. 23.03, that's a personal best for her. She has gone on the 23 before, but that was wind assisted at the Carifta Trials, 22.85. And tonight, she is number 1 in the Carifta region at half lap. Soleil Frederick watched her sister Sania Frederick win gold last year. She has silver this time around. Personal best for her as well, 23.07. Sabrina Dri, the 100 champion, has to settle for the bronze here at 200 meters. But she too has put in a fine performance. That race was every bit as exciting as we expected it to be.
Fantastic contest. Springer not even really missing in this one, because the 2 Jamaicans and the 2 Trinidadians gave us everything that we could have hoped for.
23.13 for Dri, outside her personal best, which was set in qualifying at 23.10. The Frederick sisters, well, it was all Sania last year, and it's Soleil this time.
Soleil looked a lot sharper in qualifying, certainly, and justified that, continued that fine form into the final. Ran a great curve. You see her there between the 2 Jamaicans. And one wonders if perhaps Sana, not having that athlete right next to her, could have done better on the curve. Coming through here, she does though have the advantage, but her sister and the Jamaican, Shanoya Douglas.
The women's under 2,200 meters final at the 2024 CAFAC Games was a spectacular showcase of emerging Caribbean sprint talent. The absence of Tiana Springer from Guyana, due to precautionary reasons, left the field down to 6 competitors, but the quality of the race was in no way diminished. In fact, the race proved to be one of the most thrilling of the meet, with a fierce battle between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago unfolding on the track. All eyes were on Jamaica's Sabrina Dri, the newly crowned 100-meter champion, who was aiming for a sprint double. Alongside her, Shaniqua Frederick of Trinidad and Tobago, the defending 200M champion, was hoping to retain her title, while her twin sister, C. Frederick, watched on from the stands after winning the event the previous year. Also in the mix was the rising Jamaican talent, Shanoya Douglas, who had qualified with a fast 23.16 and looked poised to challenge the favorites. From the gun, it was S. Frederick, who exploded out of the blocks, running an outstanding curve that placed her in the lead heading into the home straight. Her form was smooth, her stride powerful, and for a moment, it looked like she might just repeat her victory from the previous year. However, the final 25 meters told a different story. That's where Shanoia Douglas made her decisive move. Executing a perfectly timed acceleration, Douglas surged past Frederick in the closing meters of the race, crossing the finish line in a personal best of 23.03 seconds. Though she had previously dipped below 23 seconds, that mark was wind-assisted. This was the first time she had officially broken into the low 23s under legal wind conditions, confirming her development into one of the region's most exciting young sprinters. Frederick, though visibly disappointed, still managed to claim silver in 23.07, also a personal best. Her early dominance in the race showed just how much she's progressed in the past year, and her performance suggests there's even more to come as she matures. Meanwhile, Sabrina Dri, despite her powerful finish and earlier 100m victory, had to settle for bronze with a time of 23.13, just outside the 23.10 she had recorded in qualifying. Despite not claiming a second gold, Dri's presence in both sprint highlights her consistency and ability to compete across multiple events. Her focus, speed, and ability to deliver when it counts make her a promising contender for future championships. One can't ignore the absence of Springer, whose withdrawal slightly shifted the dynamics of the race. With an open lane next to Frederick, the psychological impact may have affected rhythm and performance. Yet, the remaining 6 competitors ensured the final retained its high stakes and intensity. The race also emphasized the growing strength and depth of sprint talent across the Caribbean. Athletes from the U.S. Virgin Islands and the Bahamas added to the competitiveness, each bringing their unique style and determination. The region continues to be a breeding ground for world-class sprinters, and the performances at this meet are strong indicators of future international success. Looking ahead, these young athletes are expected to feature prominently in upcoming international competitions. With her composed finish and technical sharpness, Douglas will surely be one to watch. Frederick, with her improving times and fearless racing, also looks poised for a breakout season. And Dri, already a champion over 100 meters, remains a constant threat in any sprint event she enters. As these athletes transition to the senior level, their experiences in tightly contested races like this will serve as valuable lessons. The Caribbean sprint legacy is clearly in safe hands, and this new generation is ready to carry the torch forward. If this final is any indication, the future of women's sprinting in the region, and perhaps the world, is in for something special.